Now see, okay, this is the pre-release. So you can see that this is May June 2020, and now I have just kept it very concrete and concise. This is, I have just made some parts of this pre-release. You have all the document, but I have just made some parts. So this is the very first task. This is the just the narration only, right? And as far as our class is concerned, we have already done this, but I am just going to just do this again for your convenience. Basically they are talking about they are fixing you in the times, that means from midnight to 8 a.m. that means from 12 onward to 8 a.m. that means 7:59. It would be in force during 12, that means 12:01 till 7:59. okay, so this is the time about these things. The narration is listening here, this text about this. Okay, maybe you are well aware of this thing. Okay, now I'm just switching to task 1. Okay, so okay, now this is the tabulated part. Okay, so here they have just given you the timing intervals: Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday and Saturday. Now you can see that from 8 to 15:59 and from 16 to midnight. Okay, so this way you can see that they have fixed the charges. The max stay in hours 8 hours Sunday, and price would be per hour $2, okay, or 2 rupees, whatever you think, in which way you can understand this easily. Then hours up to midnight to 2, that means from 16 onward, that means after 3 o'clock till midnight. So there's a different variable, different you can say timing, where you can just fix this thing by charging different prices. Are you hearing me? Hello?
Yes, I'm here. Yes.
Okay, now just I am shifting to the next part, that is a frequent parking number can be entered for discounted parking. That means they will give you the 4-digit check digit number that would be operated on module 11, right? We discussed, I just remind your memory. Okay, just recall your memory that we discussed about module 11. Maybe you people have done this or not. So what is the purpose of using module 11 is this, that whenever you use this module, this will give you the comprehensive result. That means if the digit, the sum of the digit is totally divided by 11, that means the digit is okay. If it is not divisible by 11, that means the check digit is not right. For example, if the sum of the 4-digit number is 99, 66, 55, 44 and something like that, let's suppose you have fixed 2 or 3 ranges. For each range, if it comes to this module 11 and it divides by 11 and there is no remainder, that means the check digit is correct. If there is any remainder, that means the check digit is not correct. Are we okay so far?
Yes, sir. Okay, so far.
Okay. Okay, did you understand what I mean to say? What is the meaning of of module 11? Now after that they have written that a discount of 50% is available for arrival times from 16 to midnight. The discount is 10% at all other intervals. That means if you come 16 to onward, the discount will be 10%, and a discount of 50% is available for arrivals time is from 16 to midnight. That means 3 onward till 12 o'clock you will get 50% discount. On the other hand, you will get 10% discount. Okay, and this is based on the check digit. Then they have given you the instruction: write and test a program or programs to simulate a car parking payment system. That means when you are done with this check, okay, you are going to write the steps further. Your program or programs must include appropriate prompts for the entry of data. Data must be validated on entry. That means whenever the person is entering some data, right, at the entry point you are restricting the data. That means if this data follows or complies with these rules which you have studied above, that means 50% will be applied in this condition. That means then when you are coming from 3 onward till 12, or 10% from within this range. That means if you are from 8 till 3, right, so 10% would be available, right? On the other hand, then you have to just display the error messages, and other output needed to be set out clearly and understandably, right? That means if there is any missing thing going on, okay, you are going to handle them by using validation checks. Then the last point is this: all variables, constants and other identifiers must have meaningful names. So must have meaningful names means that you will be giving the meaningful name. That means you don't use, let's say, 1 2 3 4. The variable names must be a meaningful name. That means, let's suppose a1, a2, a3. Now you will write the description for each variable. If a1, why did you use a1, for which purpose, right? For different purposes you are going to use the variables differently. For example, your name, car name, right, the owner's name, the check digit number, okay, the car parking area which you have been assigned for. So then you will write different things separately and meaningfully. Now they are coming to proceed for the 3 tasks they want you to evaluate. Okay, now you will need to complete these 3 tasks. Each task must be fully tested. Now are you hearing me? Hello? 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 Now are you listening to me?
I can hear you.
Okay, now do you see this screen, task number 1?
Yes, I can see.
Okay, now I am shifting to the next part. Oh, sorry, we have done it, I think, up till here.
Yes.
And now we are just moving to task 1. Basically, task 1 requires you to evaluate the customer inputs. And always remember that whenever you have some evaluation or testing or something like that, program control, you will have to input always. Without input, you cannot track the program. Okay, so make sure that whenever you are going to test something, you have some input, and then on the basis of the input, you will track your requirements. Okay, now a customer inputs. Now I am starting the task 1, calculating the price to park. That means you are going to park the car, bike, whatever you have. Okay, a customer inputs the day. That means they input the day, which day: Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. The hour of arrival, that means, and the hour of arrival, that means you will have a loop of 7 days, right, where you will input day, right? So day 1, if Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, then on the basis of that day input, you will also input the hour of arrival, right, excluding minutes. That means if you are coming at 3:20, so you will not write 3:20, you will write just 3. Okay, so what you are going to do is you have to just calculate the single digits, straight digits, right? Let's suppose 15, 16, or if you are using 24-hour system, you will be using 24-hour system. If you are using 12-hour system, you will be using 12-hour days and times. Okay, the hour of arrival excluding minutes, for example 15:45 would be written as 15. The number of hours to leave their car, total number of hours, how many hours your car was there or being parked, right? That means if you arrived at 8 a.m., then if you leave at 2:45, so you will write 2, not 2:45. Okay, that means 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, that means 6 hours. So you will calculate the price of 6 hours, right? So and your number, if you have any frequent parking number has an incorrect check digit, if you will type parking number, if you have the parking number, so that number will calculate the discount we have already studied above. Then no discount can be applied. The price to park based on the day, the hour of arrival, the number of hours of car parking required, and any discount available is calculated and displayed, right? So this way what you have to do is you have to just put a loop of 7 days. Okay, and then I am just going to show you, demonstrate you that how we will be doing this thing. Let me just hold on. Now you can see that I am just writing this. I have taken a look here. Okay, again I'm just doing the task. Okay, now I'm writing for days equals to 1 to 7. Got it? For days equals to 1 to 7, right? Hello?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, for days equals 1 to 7, then you will write input day, then input hour. Input hour, yeah.
Be able to you write it in some words. It's not exactly.
Okay, we will do this later on. Okay, we will do this later on. Okay. Okay, let me explain this first, then we will do this later on. Okay, now this task 1 is done. Okay, let's suppose that means we have just verbally done it. Okay, now we have to practice on it, so I will just demonstrate you separately. Okay, now moving to task number 2, I'm just explaining this whole task. Okay, now in task 2, keeping a total of the payments, that means you have to keep track of the payments. That means whatever you have made there in task 1, that would be recorded somewhere. Okay, that payment would be added here. Extend task 1 to keep a daily total of payments made for parking. That means day 1's total, day 2's total, day 3's total till day 7 total. That means Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday and Friday and Saturday. So this way you will be having 7 totals, 7 different payments options, right? And you will add all those 7 payments. Extend task 1 to keep a daily total of payments made for parking. The daily total is zeroed at the start of the day. For the simulation, each customer inputs the amount paid. This must be greater than the equal to the amount displayed. The amount which is displayed, that would be given over there. There is no change given, so the amount input may exceed the amount displayed, right? If there is no amount given, definitely if they have restricted you, that means you have to enter $2, $3, because they have already showed you the tabulated data where they have shown you for different purposes different prices for each particular timing. Okay, there is no change given, so the amount input may exceed the amount displayed. Okay, each customer payment is added to the daily total, and this total is displayed at the end of the day. That means when you are come with the day, that means from these hours 8 to some other hours. Okay, and then so on, and then 16 to 12. Okay, so this way you will be using different totals, so all those total will be added here. That means this does not mean only in task 2, that means this will have the track of all the days total. That means you have the information that how did you calculate all those prices or amount for the parking. So now this way the task 2 will be done, keeping a total of the payments. That means you are recording the total totals of the 7 days. Now moving on to task number 3. Are you hearing me?
Yeah.
Anything which you did not understand yet?
No, it's all.
It's okay? Okay, now making payments fairer. That means here they have just raised, they are going to just calculate. Customers have complained, they are talking about the complaints if somebody has charged too much or somebody has not, or they have, if somebody has arrived later or sooner, whatever the circumstances would be. So here they have just kept the slot of making payments fairer. That means if you have parked 2 hours, so you have to pay for 2 hours. If you have parked for 3 hours, so you will not be counted for 2 hours. Your payment will not be counted for 2 hours. You will have to pay 3 hours if you stayed there for 3 hours. But on the other hand, if somebody comes later and she parks his or her car for 3 hours and they are paying 2 for 2 hours, so that should be tracked clearly. So customers have complained that sometimes they are being charged too much if they arrive before 16. That means if they come before 16 and depart after 16, so that means if they have come, just let's suppose they have come at 2 and they have to leave at 4 or 3:30 or 3:15, so definitely if you are writing 1 hour, so that would be enough. But if they leave 3:45, so again the system has already rounded the hours in the previous digit. So in this case you will have to check the algorithm clearly that if the payments are exceeding or deceding, right? So in this way what you have to calculate is extend task 1. You have to calculate and restrict in task 1 if it is greater than or lesser than. So that means you have to focus in task number 1 to calculate the price before 16. What would be the price before 16? Then add the evening charge. Then add the evening charge. If they are going after 16, that means 4, 5, 6, 7, let's suppose, depends upon the work type of the person who comes later on, right? Then add the evening charge also. For example, a customer arriving at 14:45, that means quarter to 2 on a Sunday, and parking for 5 hours was previously charged 10 and would now be charged 6. So we will have to take the look of the table which they have given. So according to that you will keep track of these things. So this way you will do your task number 1, task number 2 and task number 3, right? So this way you can do everything you can have in this system. So now can you explain me what did you learn in task 1 and what did you learn in task 2 and what did you learn in task 3? Hello?
Repeat that.
Can you give me a summary about task 1, task 2 and task 3? What did you learn in these 3 tasks?
Okay, so basically, what these tasks are asking us to do is create a program in which we're able to set an amount and a price, and basically asking us to make an algorithm in which we can set in the numbers and hours that we're there, and then they process and ask us for the amount of change we need for like the parking fee. And that has quite a bit of flaws inside it due to the fact that it only considers the hours rather than the minutes. So people are paying for a lot of hours. For example, like if they come at 17:59, they have to pay for the whole hour that they didn't come, for 59 minutes that they weren't there, and that has quite a bit of flaws in the system.
Right. And the task 2?
Yes, all these, like in all of these tasks, like in task 2, I couldn't understand it too well, but I would tell you that it basically talks about how there are like how the system has to be made for this to work actually, and like how is the thing working, how is the algorithm working for the input.
Right. And task 3?
Okay, task 3 is making all the, it's about reducing the amount of flaws that it has, so the people aren't asked extra.
Yeah, they will have to charge accordingly if they come at the late hours. Okay, that means 16, then they will be applying the evening method. That means they will be counted towards evening. That means evening charge will be applied.
Yeah.
Okay, so just take a break for a while. Okay, then we will continue.
Okay, document over, listen, use material over.
Okay.